Hello everyone, welcome back. It is the beginning of January. Can you believe it? Welcome 2023, I guess. I am working off a sketch today for my first project for Kitaholic Kits this month, and I am using that sketch that I just showed you. In the sketch there are 2 photos, but because I'm working in a storyline chapters inset, I am going to be documenting 3 photos. I've never worked off a sketch before and I really liked it. It was really, really fun. I'm starting off by making my photos a little bit smaller, and then I'm going to mat them on that yellow paper because I wanted to bring some of those yellows in, because there's some yellow in the photo and some yellow in that blue flowery paper as well. So that is what I'm doing. I am just choosing roughly the width. So I know the width of this piece of paper will be 7.5 inches, and I'm sort of roughly guessing what the height would be just to fit those photos on there. So as I am doing that, I will talk to you about what this layout is. So this is in my Me, Myself and I album from 2021. And look, I have no reason for the fact that it wasn't done yet. I did most of these layouts in 2021, and then for the last maybe 6 or 7, I've just not had any sort of motivation to do it, which means that I am just slowly trying to get through those last few prompts. This prompt is prompt number 23, which is favorite person. And then obviously I could choose between either Justin or Emila. And I decided to go for Emila because I documented Justin in this album a few prompts later, and I think the prompt was partner or spouse. So I thought that he can have his own double page layout. This one is going to be all about Emila, and because she's my favorite little person in the world. I also matted those 2 photos on just some white cardstock, and I am sticking them on this yellow card that leaving a bit more of a border down the bottom than what I left on the top. The reason for that is, if you can see there on the sketch, you can actually see that there's a bit of embellishment happening down the bottom there. So that's why I've left a bit more space there. I did essentially exactly the same thing on that one photo that goes on the left-hand side of the page. And now I'm using that photo as guidance for myself on how tall to cut those floral pieces. So in the sketch, there are these 2 pieces of pattern paper next to each other. I am choosing to go a little bit of a different route, where I am going to layer these, essentially 3, the yellow with that border strip, and then the blue floral, and then the pink. I'm going to layer those next to each other, and I'm going to, down the track, I'm going to distress the sides a little bit as well, so that it creates some fun texture. So I'm just measuring it all out, and I'm happy with that. But then I realized in the sketch, there's sort of looks like there's a border punch or some sort of an element. So I decided to take my singular border punch that I have. I do not have any other ones, and this one is incredibly difficult to use, but anyway, so I've decided to take that one. I cut out a border using that blue paper, and then I'm going to add some texture. In the sketch, it was a bit of ribbon, I think. I couldn't really tell, that was stapled on, but I decided, since we got this wonderful pack in the kit this month, I'm going to definitely use that pink ruffled tissue paper. And so I am sticking that on to that photo, and then on the other side for that one photo, I didn't want to have that blue right next to each other, so I'm going to actually use the pink paper to create the similar sort of border that goes along there. So I am going to stick that down just using some glue tape, and it's a bit finicky, so I don't make you watch the whole thing, but that is how it turns out. While I do that and make sure that's all adhered nicely, I just wanted to flag that tissue paper doesn't seem to take adhesive very well. I'm really struggling to say the word adhesive today. I don't know why. That tissue paper doesn't take adhesive very well. So later on, when I start sticking things to it, I realize basically anything I stick to it comes right back up. So I had to kind of add my own glue to those elements. This will be the first one of those things. This isn't in the sketch. I just felt like the tissue paper is quite wide and I didn't think to kind of cut it down. So I am just wanted to kind of break that up so it's not like this big chunky pink border. I'm taking these two little phrase stickers, the one that says hey girl hey and the other one I can't remember, although that yellow one that the blue one that I just put down, I do move that towards the end, so keep an eye on that. This is when I rough up the edges a little bit so I can start sticking down the photos. I was going to cut off that border from that yellow paper, but it ended up just working out so well and working so well with the colors, I thought I would keep it. But it means that the edge of the yellow cardstock isn't distressed, but I can live with that. Now it is time for me to stick it down. I figured there's nothing else I needed to do. The one thing I wanted to staple on has been stapled on, so I can now go ahead and stick it down. I am leaving plenty of space down the bottom for my title and for journaling, and also a little bit of space at the top for that floral cluster that you can see in the sketch there. So once that has been adhered down, I am going to start with my title. I'm so sorry about the lighting. I don't know what was going on. I do have a light, but for some reason it must have been acting up. So the sunlight must have been changing a lot while I was doing this and I didn't realize it until I am now editing the video. So sorry about that. I am going to make my title, which is going to be Hello Friend, go across the 2 pages, which means that here I am just cutting that friend in half and I am going to stick down the hello in a slightly different font that's not cursive because it's really nice to mix cursive and non-cursive fonts. It creates a bit of interest. And so that's why I am doing that. I do off camera go back and I add glue to all of those little golden puffy stickers just because they would not have stayed in my album in the long run. So I'm playing here with the beautiful floral die cut pack that we got in this month's kit. I absolutely love this entire kit, the pastel colors with the little pops of vibrant colors in there. It creates contrast. It's so beautiful. I adored playing with the kit this month. So I have settled on that little bottom cluster and I'm going to glue that down soon. And I wanted to bring a little bit of blue flowers in, so I'm going to add the blue flower to the top cluster. As you can see, you can peel up that title, the puffy title, very, very easily, which is another reason why I really had to make sure that I went in with my glue pen and I just made sure that I stuck them down properly. I did feel that, as you can see there, there's still a big chunk of pink that's sort of unbroken right under the picture of my daughter in the bath. So I am going to add another pink flower and another little leaf die cut to break that up even more. And in the end, I really, really like how it looks, just with the flowers tying in with the picture of my daughter's flower crown and all the flowers in that beautiful blue paper and all of that. Anyway, enough rambling. That's where I'm doing it now. The reason I chose these photos is just because I wanted to take 3 photos of my daughter from 2021, which is when I started this project. And so I scrolled through and I found 3 photos that really matched this kit. If we had gotten a different kit, I would have gotten different photos, but these are the 3 photos that I landed on. I'm adding these enamel buttons and some of them are hiding behind the paper there, but I'm just adding 3 of them. I also added, as you can see, 3 little puffy hearts, but I do move the one that's on the top left-hand corner. And also, this is a prompted album, so this was prompt number 23. So I just stamped using a random stamp set, number stamp set number 23, and I just stuck it there, and I decided to use that blue to carry that blue into the layout a bit more. I am just drawing some lines to do some journaling on, and I'm adding that little phrase sticker that says celebrate, again to bring that blue to the other side of the layout, because it felt to me as though the blue was really only focused on that one side, but now we've got that nice 3 areas of blue. This is where I move that other phrase sticker to the top there where that flower is, and I move that little puffy heart down next to its little friend on the left there. Once I do that, I wanted to create a little cluster of 3, and I just add a tiny little heart sticker that's in a circle, and I call it done. I really like how this layout turned out. This is the final project. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. I will see you all again next week for another project. See ya. Bye.